Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 rounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live from the Low T Center studio. 5 minutes past the top of the hour. It is June the 9th. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. I'll start the show by saying this. They want the smoke.
I don't know that that's what you should start with, Swain.
They want the smoke. LSU wants the smoke, Ben.
There's more important news in regards to Tennessee baseball this morning.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kendall Rogers put out a tweet about 1 a.m. My favorite coach other than Tony Vitello is on the move.
Sounds familiar.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I teed it up for you, man. I put it on the tee for you.
I want you to pronounce the TCU coach who is going to Texas A&M.
Schlossnagle. Old Schlossnagle face.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a diss in a Harry Potter movie. You Schlossnagle.
It sounds like a one of the roasts that people used at lunch table back in the day. On MTV, there was a show that basically featured roast. I think Wilmer Varner Mama, or I don't know how to say his last name, but he was from the TV show Ashton Kutcher. I don't know the name of the show. But anyway,
I don't either.
But it was a real MTV show, and they would just roast each other. And Schlossnagle sounds like basically a roast that somebody would use. Look at your face, man. Look at your nose. Looking like a big old Schlossnagel. It's this. It's a roast. That's why he's my second favorite coach in baseball, just simply because of his name. But you know who the man is.
But he's in the SEC now.
Still second
But
favorite.
you shouldn't have a problem with that since you love Nate Oates. And root for him to beat Will Wade.
I root for Will Wade to lose.
By the way, I think Nate Oates would be perfect for the Boston Celtics. I think the Celtics should go down to Tuscaloosa, snatch Nate Oates, and take him back to Boston.
I'm good, man. Coach K retired. Roy Williams retired. Good,
we don't play Duke in North Carolina.
I know,
every year.
but we get those recruits. You know who we would get if Coach K was retiring this past season?
Paulo Banchero.
Yes, sir. There you go, Ben. There you go, Ben. So all these recruits that was going to North Carolina, going to Duke, come on down. 4 and 5. Come on down. Come on down to Knoxville, baby. Let's go.
Whew.
Let's go.
Our ADD is already kicking in.
I
The news.
I took my medicine this morning, so I'm good. What's your excuse?
I'm just the way that I am. I'm just me, Swain.
Sad.
But the news that we were referencing is that Texas A&M baseball.
Yo Mama. My ADD is kicking in again. the show was called Yo Mama.
What's your excuse for taking medicine and the medicine not working?
Because it works. I probably need to up my dosage. But listen, it works. I just wanted to make sure I tried to explain the show. I did not give the name. The show was called Yo Mama.
I actually remember that show.
Yeah,
was
man.
It on MTV?
Yeah.
Or what was the other MTV channel?
No, it was MTV. I said that. It was MTV.
I know, but what was the other one? It was like V8. It started with a V.
I don't know.
Somebody help me.
I don't know.
I was at the age where I would have to sneak watch it. I'd hear my mom's footsteps
You
coming
have
down the hall.
you have to sneak to watch MTV?
I mean, certain shows on MTV.
That's why you listen to so much filth now.
Like I used to always watch Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love. What is the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Flavor
my
of
mom
Love.
at 8, 9, 10 years old, my mom's not letting me watch Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love, or the Bret Michaels his little love show that he had going on.
The only threat Flavor of Love would have gave you is you growing up saying, "Yeah, boy." Like that. They didn't cuss on there.
I think it's more the principle. I don't know.
Now New York was throwing some hands on there. Now she was throwing some hands.
Yes, it's a little weird for a 8, 9, 10-year-old to be watching Flavor of Love. Flavor Flav.
Your mama didn't want you to grow up and bring home a girl like New York. That's why.
But she didn't know I was watching because I would sneak watch it. I'd hear her walking down the hall. Boop. Right back over to Sports Center.
All right, stop before we get an email. All right, go.
VH1 was the other channel I was trying to think of. VH1 and MTV very similar.
Yeah, but Yo Mama was on MTV.
Yes. I used to
Yo
watch
Mama so ugly. She look like a big old Schlossnagel. All right, go ahead. Go.
I think Tony V needs to break that out this weekend when Paul Maneri's complaining about the environment being too hostile. I think he should call him a big old fat Schlossnagel. Texas A&M baseball overnight. Kendall Rogers broke the news at 12:54 a.m. that TCU's Jim Schlossnagel is going to be Texas A&M's new head baseball coach. Schlossnagel spent the last 18 seasons as the head man at TCU. So this is good news for Tennessee, obviously, because Texas A&M was rumored to be one of the teams that was going to come after Tennessee. And they did through secondhand parties, from my understanding, but Mr. Vitello said no thanks.
I'm sorry.
Also, from my understanding, so one less job that Tennessee has to worry about, and the level of concern has gone down drastically in regards to Tony Vitello leaving over the last several weeks. Drastically, like I've always felt optimistic. Anybody who listens to the show or follows my work knows that I've been optimistic all season about Tony Vitello returning to Tennessee. But that optimistic, as our guy Devontae would say, Devontae, we miss you. if you're listening.
He on Twitter. I'll be seeing him.
Oh, I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. But I've been optimistic, as Devontae would say, all year about Tony Vitello returning, and the concern of him leaving has gone down drastically. He's not going to leave Tennessee for TCU, which is now open with Schlossnagel moving on over to A&M.
But I feel like people want us to kind of hype it up. It's more dramatic when he does sign his extension, when he does get paid. It's better for the theatrics if we really thought he was leaving. So let's keep that thing going. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't know if Tony's gonna stay.
And
my goodness.
You know the underlying message of Tony Vitello staying at Tennessee, and he didn't, from my understanding, he did not go out of his way to put himself at the forefront to get a job. And I think that's because Tennessee's administration has committed to the baseball program. So for everybody concerned about Danny White and this and that, like Tony Vitello, part of keeping him is because of the commitment that Tennessee baseball or Tennessee athletics is about to make to baseball. So we can stop being concerned and tweeting at Danny White, because Danny White, Donnie Plowman,
I think it's funny now.
Randy Boyd, several boosters have all stepped up and are in the process of finalizing a significant commitment to Tennessee baseball.
Yeah, I didn't think Tony was leaving for a couple of weeks now. Even taking what you have said, but just kind of looking at some of the other signs, like, hey man, this is a perfect marriage between Tennessee fans and Tony Vitello. This is a perfect marriage. Fits like a glove.
Yes. And Tony was at TCU at one point, but I don't see him leaving.
It's just it's a perfect match. So.
TCU is in a better spot facility wise at the moment, but I don't believe Tony would leave for TCU because right now he has all the chips in his corner and has the potential to grow Tennessee into a much better spot than what TCU is right now. And that's no disrespect to TCU. TCU is a great baseball program, a great school, but Tennessee has the type of resources to be better than TCU, quite frankly.
Why you dissing them, man? Why you dissing them?
I said no disrespect, which allows me to say anything and everything. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
But your mama's ugly.
But the LSU fans acting like a bunch of beep, 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 beep.
Now back to your original point. LSU wants all the smoke.
They want all the smoke, man. I love it.
I'm still baffled by his comments. Paul Maneri, LSU's coach, back at the end of March after that series. I'm still baffled that it was extremely, extremely hostile environment.
Man, you know somebody probably crossed the line.
I'm sure, but somebody as in a player?
No, I mean I'm sure a fan or two or three, a small handful, probably said something super out of line, and he is painting a broad brush with the whole entire fan base. Come on, man. This is a classic case of painting with a broad brush.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's right there in front of our face.
It's the same thing as the Boston Celtics fan that threw the water bottle at Kyrie Irving.
Exactly.
Like Boston has a track record of being an interesting city in how they treat people. So does Salt Lake City.
Interesting is a good word to use. There.
Yes. But just because one guy throws a water bottle at Kyrie Irving doesn't mean that everybody in that arena that night is the same mindset.
So here's an example of painting with a broad stroke here. Paul Maneri got in his feelings on Baton Rouge radio and talked about how Tennessee fans were nasty, just nasty, so mean. And I'm sure somebody said something crazy. Okay. LSU fans are doing the same thing by looking at Tennessee and speaking to the fans. When we're trying to make our case to point out that LSU is basically trying to call the kettle black, we point out tweets from their fan base where early in the season they were calling for their coach to be fired, dogging them, dissing them big time, because Tennessee fans, a few, was making shirts that said retire on it, which I think is I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. So like everyone is doing it. Like both sides are doing it. Like we point the finger at the other side and we say the fan base. It's a couple folks. But I love it though. Like I love the back and forth. It's one of my favorite things about SEC athletics. And this is why we crack jokes on Alabama, we crack jokes on Georgia, we crack jokes because it's fun. And even when they throw it back at us, like it's funny. It really is.
It's just here's what baffles me about it. Like, yes, 1 or 2 or 3 people could have said something, but does he not know where he and his team play their home games?
Oh, that's the thing, man. Like he's not gonna look at it. He's not gonna look at his own fan base. I'm sure he's been to football games.
Do we want to talk about the football chant that breaks out?
Oh, I mean, go ahead, just try to clean it up. But like,
I don't know that you can clean it up.
Like LSU is one of the most hostile environments to play in the Death Valley. Not because they just are loud. It's because of the things that they say to you. It's the things that they say to intimidate visiting fans and visiting players. Like, you don't get that label just for nothing. So I'm sure Paul Maneri has been to a bunch of LSU football games, and he's seen a lot of things. So stop it.
Yes.
And an employee from LSU
should not be talking.
Better not be talking about anybody else about class. That's all I'm saying. Are you serious? There's only one school in the country that have their basketball team being looked at, the football team being looked at the way LSU is. So stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Everyone's trying to point the finger. No one can point the finger. Everyone has skeleton in their closet. Just stop it. Simple as that. And I just think it's hilarious, man. I'm looking forward to the matchup. Now, one thing we can't allow to happen, because here in about an hour and 10 minutes, it's about to go down. Hour and 9 minutes, it's about to go down with these tickets. When these tickets go on sale, cannot let LSU fans get them. I don't care how much money they're willing to pay. You let their butt stay in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana. Do not let them come up here and impact the game in any way, because LSU has set the table. They complaining about 3,000 folks being loud and being obnoxious and being, air quotes, nasty. Oh, we didn't put in bleachers. We're trying to put in some more. I'm trying to pull up some lawn chairs.
Well, and
tailgate tents.
I saw a tweet. I can't remember who tweeted it, or else I would give them credit, because we on the Swain Event, we give people credit. We're not ashamed to give other people credit, but somebody tweeted the attendance for the 3 games in Knoxville that LSU weekend, when it was still 50% capacity, and there was like 3,000 people, 3,800 for the entire weekend. And this past weekend for the Tennessee games, it was like 10,000 people. So Paul Maneri did not think that he would be returning to Knoxville in the postseason when he made those comments earlier this year.
Yeah.
Because he is about to get it this weekend.
Oh, he's about to get it, man. He's about to get it. Make those shirts. Send him out on a high note. Send him out always thinking about his last experience coaching baseball here at Tennessee and how miserable the fans made it. Man, of course, you want to keep it as classy as you can.
I don't know that that's going to happen this weekend.
You want to.
Alcohol.
I just said you want to.
Late night.
I just said you want
on
to.
On a Saturday.
If you don't,
tailgating all day.
Hey, listen, I understand. Just try to keep it classy. Don't do anything like super disrespectful to any kids or anything like that, or women. Don't do all that. But everything else, let's roll, man. This is what college athletics is all about. This is what it's all about. I love it. It's gonna be an awesome atmosphere. So yeah, LSU want the smoke. Vol Twitter, man. You see Vol Twitter yesterday, Ben?
Vol Twitter is always on one.
Man, it was giving the LSU guy the business. T-Bob Herbert, former player.
He's the Jason Swain of LSU radio.
Boy, you better stop.
He's the white Jason Swain.
No, he's not.
Wait, let me not say that. We might get another email today.
No, he's not. No, he might be. You can compare him to another former player on the radio, but it ain't me.
He's a former Tiger.
Yeah, it ain't me, man. I would never do what T-Bob over there doing.
Former Tiger, T-Bob.
Yeah, I guess whatever you want to say it. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
The conversation? Call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
You know that a chant or the words of another person is so bad that I can't even clean it up. This LSU chant, there's not a way to clean this up, to even explain what they're saying. Like the chant, and this is what I looked up. this is what thestate.com had to say about the chant. I guess they cleaned it up a little bit. LSU football fans notoriously profane chant about oral relations. I just cleaned that part up. Attached to the song Neck echoed through the Superdome as it topped Clemson for the national title. ESPN microphones caught it. Even LSU quarterback Joe Burrow was spotted waving his hand to the beat. The original chant spawned from the band playing a version of Cameos and Them Franchise Boys talking out the side of your neck. The song was banned by the school in 2010. What year is this?
2021.
Blank that tiger blank blank. Can't even explain it. And y'all talking about class? LSU fans, come on now. Stop. Let's just play this game. And let's just talk our junk and just see what happens. Let's do it. Let's just do that. I mean, we don't get into scenarios with Alabama fans at Crystals that end up I ain't going there. Just stop, LSU fans. Stop. And here's another thing. You know when you got somebody, when you beat somebody in present time, you beat them so bad in present time, and they have nowhere to reach. You ever see like a boxing match, and one dude just hits the other guy, knocks him out, and on the way down, the guy is trying to grab the ropes to prevent the fall? This is what LSU fans are doing. They have nothing to say about this year because Tennessee's baseball team clapped them cheeks. They have nothing to say. But on their way down, they grab them for the rope, and they'll mention pass. They'll mention football. They'll mention basketball. And guess what, LSU fans? You right. You right when you mention stuff that have nothing to do with what happened this year in baseball. You're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. You want to mention football? Cool. Yep, we sucked. You want to mention basketball? Yep. You beat us in basketball. Mm-hmm. But address what we're bragging about this year, and that is that sweep. That's when you know you don't have anything, Ben. That's when you know. Jacob says, the gentleman that was on Twitter going back and forth with Tennessee fans yesterday, T-Bot was a center from LSU on the famous 13 players on the field. The Dooley years. He's the reason they got another play by snapping it. Also, got to pronounce his last name with the Cajun Herbert, not the West Coast pronunciation. You need to get Matt Moscone on the show to talk about him. No, me and Matt been talking. I'm gonna get Matt on the show.
I enjoy Matt.
Yeah, Matt's good, man. Matt's good. So I'm gonna get Matt on the show. No chip pain. T-Bob didn't. Yeah, I'm going to get Matt on the show. Volmac says in 05, LSU fans broke windows out of the UT bus pulling into the football game. They threw frozen oranges at our bus on the way out. It was the Hurricane Rita, Hurricane Katrina year. We played them on the Sunday. They threw frozen oranges at the bus. So don't talk about class. Stop. Just say you mad that Tennessee clapped those cheeks this year. Just say that. But don't try to pull the class card. Because LSU's administration, your players, you showed over the years that you have less than Tennessee. Not saying we got all of it, but you got less than us. You got less than us. So stop. Just say you're mad because you lost. Cool. We get it. Am I talking trash?
Yes.
I'm not talking trash about the game. I said I'm not going to do that.
If you're talking trash about LSU, you're essentially.
I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about the fans' actions. I don't think I'm talking anything about what's going to happen this Saturday. I haven't said anything about that yet. I said we'll see what happens. But I didn't say anything about Tennessee's going to beat them this weekend. I'm not doing that. I'm letting you do that.
Yeah, but the only reason you're talking about LSU, talking trash about their fans, is because Tennessee plays LSU this weekend.
No, I'm talking trash about the fans because they're attacking our fans and they're attacking Tennessee. I'm standing up. That's what I'm doing.
You rising up?
Yeah, man. I'm rising up, man. I'm going to let LSU fans talk crazy to our fans for no reason.
You should tweet at each and every LSU fan.
No, I ain't got time for that.
Well, you said you were going to stand up for Tennessee
I'm
fans.
doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. I'm not about to be tweeting different LSU accounts. You got time to be dealing with fake accounts and people with weird logos. Nope. Nope. Not doing that, buddy. All right, text box time. ATL VFL says Swain got his cup on this weekend. I won't say I have my cup on. I'm just saying I don't want to be bad luck. I don't want y'all blaming me in case something happens.
My cup's on.
Same way y'all blame me for Sister Jean.
My cup's on. Tennessee's the better team. Tennessee is about to cash in with baseball. And here comes LSU on Paul Maneri's last ride. My cup is in.
The truth is, they're jealous. The same way that we're jealous of Clemson football. They're jealous. They used to be so good. The top job, top facilities, used to winning. And here's a new kid on the block. And they're having fun. And they're winning. And they beat you. And you're jealous. It's how we look at Clemson. We're jealous of Clemson. You should have saw my facial expression when I saw that Arch Manning was at Clemson. Ugh. You're jealous of them. They took our shine. When Tennessee dipped, Clemson rose. The LSU's just jealous. That's all it is, man. You have to understand them. I'm not even mad at LSU fans. They're hurt. They're hurt, Ben. They're jealous. That's all. Tennessee Tiger says, as a lifelong LSU fan, it's a bit overkill for my fan base right now. See? Look at that. Look at that. A smart, logical, level-headed LSU fan. Number one, listen to the show. Number two, he understands. Come on now.
She.
Oh, it's she?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
She called in back during basketball season.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Even better.
If I remember correctly, she can correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, but I think she married a Tennessee fan. Or she just lives here.
Okay.
And since she lives here, she also keeps up with the Vols. I can't remember her exact reasoning as to how she found the show. But she is a loyal listener.
Hey, that works. I appreciate it.
I interact with her on Twitter, and she always interacts with the show.
Cool. I love it. So I'm not even mad at LSU fans. Listen, LSU fans, I'm putting my arm around you. I understand. You're just a little jealous. We got Tony Vitello. He's cool. He's hip. You wish you had him. He's having fun. The team is good. It's a new team in the SEC. You used to be the top dog in the SEC, and you're not right now. You're not. Your Mac is Arkansas spanking that booty in the West. You can't get over the hump against them. And now you're mad that a new team is in the SEC and taking all your shine. I get it. I ain't mad at you, LSU. Come here, fans. Give me a hug. It's going to be all right. All right, let me get back to the text box.
She went to UT.
Oh, she went to Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
But she's a lifelong LSU fan?
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a conversation. We need to have a DM conversation. We need to get to the bottom of this. Orange Arc says, so can we say that chant to them? when they lose Saturday, but replace Tiger with Smokey? Huh. Blank that Smokey blank. No, I don't think that'd be a good idea. we don't have all the class, because I don't think any passionate fan base can say that they have all the class. Come on, man, that's just unrealistic. There's going to be a few that get out of bounds, get out of line. But we will not stoop as low as LSU fans. That's one thing we won't do. We won't stoop that low. We won't stoop that low. I remember one year, Chancellor Cheek was upset because the fans was chanting something. I think it was like.
I think it was blank something.
I think it was blank you.
That wasn't it. The Florida
no,
game?
it's Will Muschamp. It was Will Muschamp.
Yeah,
It's Will Muschamp.
The 14 Florida game.
It's Will Muschamp. It's like, shut up, man. You came from Florida. You're over there trying to protect your boy. Be quiet.
Go pick your nose.
We still gonna chant this. Be quiet. He talking directly to us. Be quiet. We're not stopping that. I think that's a little bit different. All right, let's get to the phones.
We've got Tennessee Tiger.
Tennessee Tiger, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, I felt like I had to just, in some way, defend the good LSU fans that are out there.
Okay. I know there's a few.
There's a few of us. I think a lot of us, but there's a few of us. Watching Tennessee this year has been fun, and unlike you, Swain, I'm a supporter of all SEC teams because it makes the SEC stronger, and it makes it all look better. So I like watching Tennessee win. I'm excited they're back. Is it hard to watch LSU not be? A little bit, but, everybody goes through ups and downs. But, if y'all win, heck yeah, go at it. Go win it all. But if LSU loses, I will give Maneri the fact that he's a really good coach. He's a classy guy. And I think LSU fans are a little mad. They're a little, don't bash my coach. I would like to see Tennessee fans be the same way. But I think it's going to be a really good series. A lot of passion. The people are probably going to have some stuff thrown at them, but I don't know. We're not all terrible, so that's all I got.
You know what's crazy? I think every SEC fan base is pretty much the same when it comes to football. I think the passion, you see the real passion when you start looking at other sports,
baseball, softball, women's basketball.
Absolutely, like you look at Florida baseball, and it's like, where are all those jort-wearing fans that was at the football game? Where y'all at the baseball game? And I think that's the separation, because Tennessee fans are still right there with basketball, and the fans that don't even like basketball but love Tennessee, they're still out there. They're still locked in. They like me, who grew up didn't really liking baseball like that, but I love Tennessee, and I love Tony Vitello, and I know he's a perfect fit for Tennessee and like what he's doing. So I'm all in. I don't have to know the game 100% to support and be excited and be locked in to my team. And that's the one thing that separates, I think, Tennessee from Florida. But I think for the most part, especially football, we all crazy. We all crazy.
Yep.
We all crazy.
I think it shows Tennessee is definitely like a baseball school now, and that's, as somebody who likes baseball, that's awesome. That's really good to see for the SEC, because the more teams that can give Vanderbilt a run for their money is always a plus. Kind of get tired of watching them win, so.
I know.
I don't know. I felt like I had to defend us. I went to UT. I have my struggles with their fan base sometimes, but at the end of the day, I know enough good UT fans to not be crazy person like T-Bob right now, who I was just like, geez, please stop. Like, oh my goodness. So
you went to Tennessee?
I was there when you were there.
So you were an LSU fan while you were at Tennessee?
I've been an LSU fan my whole life. So
how did this happen?
I'm at this point I'm at school at LSU, and I am a third generation LSU graduate.
Gotcha.
So in-state tuition got me for my undergrad, but
okay.
That was about it.
You didn't wear like LSU gear to class, did you?
I didn't wear orange unless we played Bama.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So
That's all good.
I can at least get on the bus with like mutual Bama dislike and definitely mutual Florida dislike.
Gotcha. We all good then. We are all good.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. I like the phone call. Love the phone call. I just will never be rooting for another SEC team. I don't care about the conference. Sorry, Greg Sankey. I don't really care about the conference. I care about Tennessee, but I don't care about the conference. I was rooting for Nebraska. I was happy when South Alabama clapped Florida's cheeks. Brought joy to my life. I don't care about SEC team.
And let the record show
Let's
that
have Tennessee.
Her going to Tennessee does not mean a single thing. Some people do not get a choice as to where they get to go to school.
I got my high school quarterback.
In-state, like she mentioned, in-state tuition and things like that. My wife, her dad is like the head IT guy at UAH, the University of Alabama in Huntsville. So my wife, she did not want to go to UAH. She did not want to stay in Huntsville and go to college. She wanted to. I mean, all of her friends and I eventually went to Tennessee. We're at Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, all these big-time SEC schools, and she's at UAH. And nothing wrong with UAH, but she would have liked to have gotten out of the nest and gone elsewhere. But because her dad got such a huge discount on tuition, it made sense for her to stay at UAH. So my point is that a lot of people don't get to control where they get to go to school because of things like that.
My high school quarterback is a diehard Auburn fan. And the first time I went to Panama Beach, we drove down to where he was going to college, and then we drove to Panama Beach the next day. The city we drove to was Tuscaloosa. He was a student at Tuscaloosa for just a little bit. He couldn't take it.
How did he end up at Alabama?
I don't know. But like it was totally business. It wasn't anything else besides business. But my high school quarterback is a Auburn fan. It's Auburn stuff everywhere. But he went to Alabama. Maybe it was a major something that they offered that Auburn didn't, but it was totally business. So I get it. I understand Tennessee Tiger.
That's a decent combination. Like if you had to come up with a combination of I'm a diehard SEC fan, grew up loving this SEC team, school, it's in my family. That's a decent combo. That's not a bad combo. It's not like Tennessee and LSU typically. I know recent years the Will Wade stuff, the Pulmonary stuff, but typically Tennessee and LSU aren't big, aren't at each other's necks. Like it would have been different if she was a Georgia fan going to Tennessee or an Alabama fan or a Florida fan. Like that would be pretty tough. At least it's like LSU. Like there are schools within the SEC that it makes it a little more like Arkansas, the Mississippi schools. A&M, like Tennessee doesn't have. We're not going at their necks like we are some of these other schools.
Blank them all.
I agree with you, but you must admit that Tennessee LSU combination is better than a Tennessee Bama, Tennessee Florida, Tennessee Georgia combination. You recognize that, don't you? You recognize my point at least.
Blank that smoky blank.
I can tell by the look that you do recognize it.
All right, I'm going back to the phones.
We got Rusty and then Big Orange Mac, and Big Orange Mac said his chili's hot. But first, we got Rusty.
Rusty, good morning.
What up?
What's up, Rusty?
Well, my chili might be a little bit hot, too, after what I just saw. So tickets don't go on sale for regular fans, I guess, till like 8:30, right?
The peasants, yes, 45 minutes now.
So that means the only place that you can get tickets right now were if you were a season ticket holder, correct?
Correct. They get first dibs.
Which means we have season ticket holders who are putting tickets on Vivid Seats and asking $300+ for them.
I saw the screenshots.
Does that not bother anybody?
It bothers the heck out of me.
Does it not bother the university?
It should.
We have season ticket holders who should have their tickets removed.
They should.
Can we get this out in the public more? Can we advertise that this is going on more?
Yeah.
Can we hold ticket holders?
I think that's the in-house. I think that's something you want to kind of handle in-house. If you're Tennessee, I don't think you want that out publicly.
I'm not even sure the university cares is doing it though.
No,
and if we don't make us think about it publicly, I don't know if the university will do anything about it.
Well, here's the downside of doing it publicly. It's something that other schools can use as ammunition. So there's just some things you want to, try to handle in house if you can. It's why I prefer not to, get into public beefs with folks, because I don't want some headline saying former Tennessee wide receiver.
They would say former Vol.
Or getting in trouble, because I don't want that I don't want other schools to use that as ammunition against Tennessee. So I think you're right. It's terrible. And if there's season ticket holders doing that, while we're trying to turn this athletic program around and do things the right way, here's an example of the fans doing their part. Everyone points the finger at administration. Everyone points the finger at Danny White, but it has to be we. And here's a prime example of this ain't it. This is not what you do. You want to create an atmosphere that we saw last weekend? How the hell are you going to do that if you have season ticket holders out here trying to pop people for $300 and don't care who the tickets go to?
That's the bad part. I don't mind the money. I don't mind the $300. I mind it's going to be people in purple buying those tickets.
Exactly.
And that's the reason I didn't want to. That's another reason I didn't want to play LSU this week, because there wasn't going to be anybody from Oregon show up across the country, but there's going to be a lot of purple in the house with S like this going on.
Yep.
So my chili's hot. So hey, that just got me riled up to kind of start the morning when I woke up. But I really had a reason I wanted to call.
Okay.
I got two kind of poll questions for you. I don't know if they're poll questions or just it's either or. Which would you? This is the first one. Would you rather have lose this series and not make the World Series this year, but it guarantees TV stays for a lifetime contract, or a 20-year contract that has a buyout that he can't leave? Or would you be okay with making the World Series this year, making it to the final 8, but that means we lose Tony Vitello?
I think I need you to pick one between win the World Series or the final 8, because there's a very big difference.
I know that was my second one. How about we win it all, but we lose Tony? Which would you take? So
here's a tough thing for us. We have a really good feeling that he ain't going anywhere. So now we have to this question would have been great 2 months ago, but it's hard to process the question and answer it now, because I just don't think he's going anywhere. But I'll answer the question. And
it's Tony for 20 years, y'all. Because if we got Tony for 20 years, we're getting to Omaha a bunch more times.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I understand that, but I start thinking about Dan Marino and how how he got there early, but never really got back. And so, man, you take it for granted, man. You take it for granted that you got there, early. That means you'll go there a lot, and that doesn't necessarily, mean that all the time. Yeah. So I thought about Dan Marino when you said that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. What got me thinking about it was, if LSU was to advance this weekend and we were done, we could get our contract stuff signed and sealed and delivered while they're still playing before they're even making their stuff. Is what kind of led me down that path when I was in my head last night or the night before. So.
And that's a good thought, but I don't think you have to worry about that. I mainly because Tony's not at the top of their board. I think it's Kevin O'Sullivan, and that's being worked on behind the scenes.
Well, give me Kevin O'Sullivan. I hope they have a lot of Schmedium T-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, that dude is ripped as all get out.
And he can't find a T-shirt tight enough.
Well, and here's I think Tony's even like fourth on that list. I think ECU's Cliff.
Yeah.
Goodwin. I always get it mixed up. Forgive me. He was an assistant there a while back. I think he could be number two. The Notre Dame coach, who Notre Dame is having a very similar season to Tennessee, kind of out of the blue, not a traditional power, but is having a great season on the track to Omaha. They could go that route as well. And Paul Mainieri came from Notre Dame, so it wouldn't be the first time that LSU baseball dipped into Notre Dame and stole their coach. So I honestly think kind of those three are ahead of Tony. A&M was the bigger threat to Tennessee than LSU, just because LSU is the best job in the country, And like you saw with LSU women's basketball going out and getting Kim Mulkey, the baseball program is capable of doing the same. And I love Tony. I think Tony's going to be a great coach for a very long time, but Tony hasn't done what Kevin O'Sullivan has done just yet. And he hasn't been doing it for as long as the ECU coach and the Notre Dame coach.
Right on. Well, hey, I'll get off here. Just last thing, if I'm not able to call tomorrow or Friday before the game, I just want to LSU's coach, to Palmineri, blank that volunteer blank, buddy.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting another email. All right, Big Orange Mac, good morning, man.
Good morning, Jay Swizzle. Good morning, Ben Jam.
What's up, sir?
Look, these LSU fans got to understand something. It's been a long time since we've been able to hang our hat on something. And we going a little bit crazy right now. And they have the audacity to sit there and complain about us being loud and obnoxious.
Man.
A buddy of mine that lived out in West Tennessee, they all went to the 2005 LSU game down there in Baton Rouge. And, we beat them. And they stopped at a Popeyes before they was going to drive straight back home. That's a long haul. They stopped at a Popeyes. He said, they walked up to the counter. The girl said, what you want? He said, I want a two-piece. She said, y'all not eating here? Not tonight. She said, if y'all want something to eat, y'all go back to Tennessee and get something to eat. He said, you for real? She said, yeah, like that. So they're like, dang, I guess we leave. So they didn't eat till they stopped at an all-night truck stop in Mississippi. So they got a bad reputation. So don't fix your lips talk about us being crazy.
Exactly.
They are known for being crazy. And T-Bob Hebert, yeah, I say his name right, just like I watch too much Swamp People now.
Shoot him.
Love that show. He's gassing them up. He's been gassing them up all week.
It's good radio.
Wants to smoke.
It's good radio.
He wants to smoke.
That's what he wants.
I'm gonna give it to him. I hope we give it to him. We give him all the smoke, the barbecue smoke, the cigar smoke, all the smoke. Give him all the smoke, boys. Let's go.
I love it.
I don't think, I do think that Drew Gilbert has a present for T-Bob Hebert.
Man, I hope he homers.
Oh, Drew Gilbert's gonna homer and bat flip so much.
He gonna act a fool.
He's gonna give Palmineri a heart attack.
He gonna show both cheeks.
But between Drew Gilbert trotting around the bases, taking his sweet time, and Tony Vitello acting like a maniac across the field, Tennessee may send Palmineri into a heart attack.
Man,
into a stroke. He's gonna pop a.
I hope that
everything.
I hope that don't happen because he look a little aged over there. Hope he's okay.
He's gonna pop a vein,
but he gonna lose his mind for sure.
Yes.
On text box we had Tina said that their tickets they're now $585 a piece. I'm on StubHub.com and it says I got $350. Only 2 tickets left. $255. 17 tickets left. 18 tickets left. On game 3 if necessary, $215. And I feel what Rusty's saying about creating a public stink. And it's something that Tennessee administration is going to handle and deal with. And I understand when it comes to maybe some of the football games. I understand more. I still don't understand, but I understand more. Because I would never understand why any Tennessee fan who's season ticket holder would be okay with a Neyland Stadium looking like Bryant-Denny North. That was embarrassing. But the team's not good. And you've been upset, you've been bothered. Football program has not been what it needs to be in the last decade. That's more understandable. More understandable. But you got a baseball team that has the second best odds to win the World Series. You have a team that's playing with their guts, that love each other, that's laying it out on the line, that's doing the exact thing that we asked of our athletes, and that is to give their all for Tennessee. They're doing that and more. They're winning. You have a coach that fits this culture, this community, this program perfectly, like a puzzle. I do not understand allowing anybody that's not wearing orange or white, that's not a Tennessee fan, to buy tickets. If you can get 300 from an LSU fan, I'm pretty sure you can get 300 from a Tennessee fan. And I don't care if you got to take less. It's principle. It's principle. Like, we got to be better. Everybody got to be better, but we got to be better too. That ain't cool at all, man. I'm with you, Rusty. They got my chili hot. They got my chili hot right there.
Now, it is important to to remember that the biggest problem is that Tennessee doesn't have a lot of seats.
Shh.
That naturally is going to drive up ticket prices.
Shh.
And after Tennessee's players are accommodated with family tickets and all that, and LSU is going to get tickets for its family as well. Its players are going to get tickets for their family, their parents, and whatnot. And then you go by season ticket holders. Then that's why that's why you see so many few seats left over after that. Just because Lindsey Nelson is tiny. That's the problem.
I was having a conversation with my daughter for the last couple of days about the power of supply and demand. This is a good example.
Yes. There's no seats. It would be so much easier if there was seating down the left field line, if there was some form of an upper deck that people could sit in. Tennessee just does not have the room for events like this. They don't. So I'm sure that there are a couple of season ticket holders that are selling their tickets, but as we talked about earlier, let's not paint with a broad brush because a couple of tickets are available on Vivid Seats.
Hey, man.
The biggest problem is that
they should be available.
I agree with you, but you're not going to bat 1,000 in this situation. You're just not. It's unreasonable to think that you would bat 1,000 in this situation.
Vivid Seats, $5.92, 4 tickets available. $5.75, 1 ticket available, and about 4 tickets available at $3.25. But you can't allow that to happen, man. You can't allow it to happen. Like I understand you're gonna have away fans, but if you can help it, Tony Vitello put out a video yesterday, and I was reading between the lines. I know he was saying, I want this place louder. Hard to create that type of atmosphere that we want if, A, you have season ticket holders who ain't acting a fool. Like, we need you acting a fool. Go back to, your high school days in the 70s. Be like that when you was wearing bell bottoms. Get crazy. Don't go to the game and not be loud. That's kind of the problem with the Blue Hairs. Get up. Get loud. If you can't do that, find you a young Tennessee fan or a younger Tennessee fan that's willing to pay for those tickets. Take a little bit of effort, and they'll buy them from you. But don't give them to an LSU fan. And if you use them, go be loud. Let's create a better atmosphere than we created against Wright State in the regional, or against LSU when they was up here, or against Arkansas. There's no reason. There's more on the line. We got more skin in the game. There's more chips on the table, so we have every reason to be even louder. And maybe a little bit nastier, according to Pulmonary. Hour 2 coming up.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Talking tickets. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. 22 minutes.
What clock are you looking at? It's 24 minutes.
My computer says 8:07.
Mine says 8:06. And even if it's 8:07, that's 23 minutes.
8:29 is when you need to be dialing.
No, you need to be dialing right now. Go ahead and get on hold.
You need to be
locked
and loaded.
I feel bad for Tennessee fans. I mean, it's going to be a primarily Tennessee crowd, and it's going to be an awesome atmosphere, but it's not easy to attend. Part of that is because Lindsey Nelson is so tiny. The other problem is that for the common fan who can't get season tickets or anything along those lines, there's not a whole lot of tickets left over after you go through season tickets and season ticket holders and through both teams and how many tickets each side needs. So I do feel bad for Tennessee fans, and I just don't understand how this is going to be a good process. Everybody calling at once. What?
That's why you got call waiting, I guess. This is a good problem to have.
Maddox says the lines are already busy. He called before 8. Just had the number saved in my phone and went to a message. Tried calling at 8:02 just to see again, and the lines are already busy. I think we're being hosed.
Yeah,
the biggest problem with the calling is the supply and the demand.
Yep.
There's two separate issues. There's the hooligans that are taking their tickets, their season tickets, and putting them online. And that doesn't mean that an LSU fan would necessarily get those tickets, but the chances of an LSU fan getting them goes up. So there's that problem. And then there's the problem of Lindsey Nelson being tiny.
Yep.
Not a great combination.
Yep. And I don't know what you do if you're Tennessee, honestly.
You had more seats.
Well, I mean, like now? Like add more seats right now?
Tony Vitello wants more seats. There's gaps to be filled.
Well, let's do it. There's I thought that's something we already did.
He wants more.
It's Wednesday. We still got time.
Yeah, I think they would have announced it by now. Because you have to sell those tickets as well.
Touchdown turnover. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Lindsey Nelson will be sold out in 30 minutes. Touchdown turnover.
Touchdown.
What about 15?
I almost think it's already sold out.
Oh, man.
Before 8:30.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates, better service.
I mean, people are already waiting online.
Like I said, this is, I don't sound redundant here, but it is a good problem to have. You just don't want to make it a problem that is repetitive and happens again. I think if you are the administration in Tennessee, of course you understand that this issue is because of the seating and the lack of seats, and you tell yourself, we can't let this happen again. We can't let the size of our stadium on seats be the reason why there's more fans from the opposing team, or we don't have the passionate, loud, active fan. Because if you are Danny White, if you are the administration, if you can pick what type of fan comes to the game, it ain't just about putting a butt in the seat. Of course, the worst possible scenario is not having anyone in the seat. But the best possible scenario, the best fan that you want an active fan. You want an active fan that gets all the way up to that line without crossing it. That's the best case scenario. And I don't think an AD will ever admit it, but that's what they want. Why wouldn't you want that? You want a fan who goes and drinks a bunch of beers. Thank you. We'll take that $57 you just spent on 3 beers.
And on top of the $57, the rowdiness that you get from them drinking the beer.
Exactly. You want them up to the line to where they're not causing a problem for you. But you want the rowdiness. You want the volume to be at an all-time level. That's what you want. So we had active fans. We had a lot of active fans when Tennessee played Arkansas, when Tennessee played LSU. And that's what Tony Vitello wants to correct. So checking in the text box. Always Vol says, I understand about the tickets being sold like they are, but it's just not the Vols. LSU are selling theirs too. Buddy bought tickets from one the other night. That's hey. If LSU fans that have tickets won't sell theirs to Tennessee fans, I don't care about them. I ain't holding them accountable. That's what they want to do. They're their away team. Cool, whatever. But
I don't think that there's going to be a bunch of LSU fans outside of the family section. A lot of people were talking about LSU fans in Eugene. Well, the LSU track team was there because they're competing in the NCAA championships at the University of Oregon. They took up a small section. That just happened to be coincidence. They're not going to be at Lindsey Nelson this weekend. You also had their family section. That was pretty much it from what I saw on TV. Maybe I missed something, but that's all I saw on TV. So LSU fans are great. They travel. Not trying to say that, but I also think that LSU fans aren't going to be as willing to travel this weekend because if it plays out like it's supposed to on paper, LSU's season is going to be coming to an end this weekend. And usually when that's the case, fan bases don't tend to travel in those situations, no matter how great the fan base is, if they're expected to lose. It's similar to why Swain refuses to go to Tuscaloosa until Tennessee at least has a great chance of winning.
Yeah, I ain't going, man.
Exactly. So
I
like there will be LSU fans present, absolutely. But outside of the little family section along the third base side, I don't think there's going to be a bunch.
I hope not. We'll see what happens here in about 15 minutes. We'll see what happens.
How long do you think it'll be before Tennessee puts out a tweet that they're sold out? I think it'll be 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, my buddies text me and says he's going to try to hit it at 8:30. He said, man, this feels like a new Jordan release. It does. Anytime some new J's come out, especially the Jordan 11s. I remember when those came out 2 years ago around in December, Christmas time. And some 11s came out this past Christmas. And, man, Jordan sell out in like 5 minutes. As soon as 10 o'clock hit, you better have your hand on the button or you will lose out. It feels like a Jordan release with these tickets. Can't let this happen again, though, if you are Tennessee. Can't let this happen again. So, again, there's a good problem. That's a good problem. Initially. Man, I'm so jacked up, man. I'm gonna have my phone chargers. I got daddy duties, man, this weekend, man. So I won't be able to sit around the TV, let alone go to the game. So I'll be on my phone. I gotta have my phone charged up. I got some portable battery chargers. I got a cord with the block. I'll be sitting on the wall, whatever it takes, man. Just like I watched the game at a function when Tennessee played Chicago Loyola in the tournament a couple years ago. I watched that game on my phone.
At your wife's function.
Yep. I had to go to it. So I'll be locked and loaded, man. I'll be locked and loaded for sure. Swain Event, be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
around the SEC, Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. I think I have a solution for this weekend. I'll share it. But first, we have around the SEC. Ben, what you got on your back pocket list today?
We have good news to discuss. Yesterday it was bad news because Nick Saban signed a contract extension, but we have good news this time. 5-star Dion Bouye, probably butchered that, B-O-U-I-E, has decommitted from Georgia. Bouye is the number 3 overall prospect in the state of Georgia and the number 2 athlete in the nation. And this is the second 5-star to decommit from Georgia over the last week or so. Bear Alexander did the same earlier this week. Both 5-star Georgia commits that visited College Station last week have decommitted from the program.
Good job, Jimbo. Good job, Jimbo. Don't let Georgia out-recruit you. Let's go.
Oh, it's funny to see if you Twitter search the names or a tweet about the decommitments, it's funny to see the responses. The battle of the used car salesman continues. Things like that.
Good job, Dion. Great decision. Very mature decision. Great decision, Dion.
Arkansas basketball picked up a commitment, a transfer from Wichita State, Trey Wade. He averaged 7.1 points and 5.5 rebounds in 47 starts for the Shockers. So Arkansas basketball getting in on the transfer market. And honestly, the big news is what we talked about at the beginning of the show. Texas A&M baseball has hired Jim Schlossnagel to be its next head baseball coach from TCU. So that is great news for Tennessee fans because A&M was the team to worry about more than LSU because A&M was more likely to come after Tony, and that obviously cannot happen anymore. And TCU, yes, is open, but I'd be stunned if Tony Vitello left Tennessee for TCU. Tony Vitello truly loves Tennessee and wants to build up the program into what some of these other SEC coaches have built their respective programs into. So there are very, very, very few schools that I think he would leave for.
He'll have his own. He can have his own street here, man. Create his own legacy. He can be the Coach K of Tennessee baseball, the Bobby Bowden of FSU football. He can do that.
Now
he can do that here.
We must remember Rod Delmonico because Rod Delmonico had great success in the 90s.
I forgot him.
And the early 2000s.
But Tony reached 100 wins quicker than anybody. But go ahead.
Sure. And I'm also bringing him up to plug an article that Brent Hubbs at VolQuest wrote and put out about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, you're trying to get a raise, ain't you?
Yeah, duh. Hubbs spoke to Delmonico about everything going on with Tennessee baseball, and there were some pretty cool quotes in here from Delmonico. I mean, again, what he did in 18 years as Tennessee's coach, pretty remarkable. 699 wins, 2 SEC titles, took Tennessee to 7 NCAA regionals, including 5 straight from 93 to 97, made 3 College World Series appearances. Brent also says that he did a ton for baseball in the state of Tennessee, had camps every week of the summer, created the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association, which has thousands of members. He created a Tennessee brand in baseball. So some really neat quotes about Rod Delmonico's perspective of what Tony Vitello is doing and the pride that he is taking and seeing what is going on. His very first quote was that it means a lot because I put 18 years of my life into that program. I actually gave birth to it. So Tony Vitello is taking his baby and hopefully taking it to the same heights as Delmonico did and hopefully even further can bring Tennessee a national championship. So I encourage you to hop on over to VolQuest and check out the Rod Delmonico feature that Brent Hubbs published this morning. We'll also have some.
Who wrote it?
Brent Hubbs.
Gotcha.
He'll we'll also have some big recruiting updates on the site today. So
he's the best boss you've ever had, huh?
Much better than you, yes.
I'm not your boss, man.
Yes, you are.
I'm your partner, man.
No, you are my superior.
I'm your partner.
No. That's
Man.
how you view it, but at the end of the day, technically you are my boss.
How long have you been at VolQuest?
2.5 months, something like that. 2 months. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
I was wondering, the reason why I was wondering, Ben, because you're over here hyping up the Brent Hubbs article, which I think is, Brent Hubbs' last 2 articles certainly been, I think great for Tennessee fans to go and check out. But the reason why I asked you, because according to Indeed.com, they suggest you wait a minimum of 6 months to ask for a raise. So just want to let you know that. I mean, it can just be an extra $1 or something, but 6 months hit, Ben, you need to ask for a raise.
So how long have I been with you?
About 5 months and
I think you need to
3
change
weeks.
months to years.
5 months and 3 weeks, somewhere around there. 5 months.
This will be my 6th football season with the show.
5 months.
Isn't that crazy?
About 5 months.
Am I?
I think you're speaking of dog years.
Am I about to surpass Stokes? Am I on the verge of surpassing Stokes? How long was Stokes with you?
I mean, like just a part of the show or like an actual co-host?
Both, because I haven't always been a co-host. This is only my 2nd football season as a co-host.
As a co-host, I think Stokes got you beat, but
Probably.
I think like all in all, I think you have Stokes beat. I think, just thinking off the top of my head.
I'm sure I'm at least close to it, if not.
LC's Vol says number is always busy. It's already busy. Blank all them blanks. Reselling, but Hub's article was great. Chip Payne says oil money is always better than Ford Raptor money.
Facts.
Janelle says maybe Booyah. Maybe his name is Booyah.
Who knows?
All I know is he made a great decision to decommit from Georgia. That's right. I'm hating. I'm hating on Georgia. You're wasting talent. All right, here's my idea. You want to make sure that Lindsey Nelson is allowed, even if Blue Hairs get the tickets because they're season ticket holders. And that's not to say that all season ticket holders are Blue Hairs, but let's just say they are, or most of them. This is what you do to make sure that the atmosphere is loud and crazy, like it was Arkansas, LSU, Vanderbilt, just to make sure. Upon entering Lindsey Nelson Stadium, you got to take a shot. I'm not talking about a COVID shot. I'm talking about a shot of moonshine. And we're really smart. We should take the moonshine and inject it in people's arms to make sure they get drunk quicker. So that way they'll be loud. That's my idea. This is why when Jay called in and he couldn't get his head wrapped around the idea of being less than 100,000 people in Neyland Stadium, and there's folks who they just can't wrap their head around taking seats out. Tennessee baseball this season has been a prime example why sometimes the numbers don't tell the entire story about the impact that you can have on the game. 3,000 people at the stadium last weekend, and it sounded like 20. Shots. Everybody.
What kind of shots are you giving out?
Moonshine. White lightning. We ain't playing around, man. Ain't got time for apple pie. Ain't got time for the berry. Ain't got time for none of that stuff. White lightning. White Lightning, let's go. Ain't got any time. Messing around. White Lightning, 2,000 proof. At least that's what it felt like. That fire down your chest. That's my idea.
I think it's a great idea because we don't need people being quiet at the game.
It's 8:33, man.
8:32. Your computer's off, man.
No, it's not.
Why does mine say 8:32?
Yours is wrong.
That says 8:32. That says 8:32. There's 3 clocks in here that says 8:32. My phone says 8:32. That's 4. What does your phone say?
8:32.
That's 5. What about the iPad?
No, you're right. 8:32 is the official time because I'm looking at the world clock.
The world clock.
The world clock is always right, man. It's 32. 32 is the number all around the world. 32, 32, 32. So
I will be stunned if.
Let me change my time over here.
I'll be stunned if people actually get tickets. Like it just seems like it already is a huge cluster, and it seems like it's going to be even a bigger cluster as everybody tries to call in at once.
But who could have planned, or not planned, but who could have prepared for this? This is the first time Tennessee has hosted a super regional ever.
First time Lindsey Nelson.
Lindsey Nelson has hosted a super regional ever.
Well, if you didn't neglect the baseball program for a decade and
I understand,
upgraded the stadium and added more seats, you'd have more seats to sell and more money to make.
Oh, I understand. This is a prime example of like kicking the can down the road, how it can backfire.
You're paying the price for procrastinating. And I get that you didn't really have a reason to add resources to the program or spend money on the program. I get that, but part of the reason the baseball program was struggling was because of the lack of commitment to the program. And it just took a unique individual to overcome those odds.
Yep. So I mean, like I said, it is what it is.
It be what it be. It ain't what it ain't.
And now you know what you have to do to prevent this from happening again. Simple as that. No. Do drop shop. No, there'll be no butt chugging at the gate. No butt chugging. That will be against the policies of Lindsey Nelson Stadium. We will not be butt chugging. But we'll give you a shot of White Lightning.
You can butt chug from your home.
We can give you a cup, or we can inject it, however you want it. But you are required to get a shot to come to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. If you're not planning on getting loud, we gonna get you loud. We're gonna get you loud. We need an atmosphere to be off the chains, is what David Pollock would say.
We need your chili to be hot.
Exactly. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I was talking about not seeing this coming, but I kind of seen it coming because of what we seen of last year's team, and seeing what was happening there.
Well, I mean, probably from last year, but I mean, like from 5, 10, 15 years ago.
I'm just saying that I was kind of expecting something great. I didn't know what to expect, but I was kind of expecting something because I've seen the growth of the baseball team. And so we're talking about, it's kind of catching everybody off guard, but kind of like what Ben said, there was evidence of things to come, and kind of like, no, you shouldn't be excited. I mean, surprised because, guys, how many games has a guy won in 4 years?
A lot.
In a COVID year, and so that's neither here nor there. But if we sit back and let LSU take up all the tickets, and I watched the SEC championship games, when it's playing in the SEC, and LSU fans, they showed up early had never did leave till the last. They were still grilling gators and crawfish and everything else, and they showed up and hung in there. So anyhow, I'm just saying, you know, I think it's a good opportunity for us to be represented, but I don't know if everybody call one phone line at one time if it's already busy, how successful that plan is. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. But Ben, what time is the games going to be on par? How can we see it if we don't able to get there or able to get a ticket? And how much is a three-day ticket cost? And they say about a porch, that's the best deal in town. How much does a porch cost? Anyhow, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you later, and I'll be listening. And have a good one. Go Vols.
Thank you, Ticker Man. I don't know how much the porch costs. I know Tennessee was selling the all-session tickets for $90 a piece. So you individually get to go to all 3 games for $90. What was his first question? I don't know the porch ticket price.
I think that was the only question.
No, he asked me something else. Oh, the time of the game. 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday on ESPN2. All 3 games are on TV this weekend, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll either be on ESPNU or ESPN2. The game times and the channel have not been made official for Sunday and Monday. There's a either or option. It's either going to be at like noon or 3 o'clock on Sunday, and then at 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock on Monday. So Sunday and Monday is to be determined, but we do know Saturday is 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Yeah, and Turkey Man's point about being surprised, I don't think Tennessee fans are surprised or the administration is surprised. Surprise is different from being prepared to host a super regional. The lack of being prepared to host a super regional is not something that just happened from last year. This is something that was neglected for years and years and years. You know, when Danny White was at Ole Miss, and I want to say that was 13, they made the same sacrifice. They made the same move to make sure that their stadium competed with everyone else's. And so now they can host a super regional and have better seats than they did before, but being surprised about the results is totally different than being prepared for a super regional tournament game to be here. And again, that's not something that you just do to snap of your finger. We didn't necessarily have the administration in place then like we had now. Remember, we had to hire a former football coach who had never been a AD because of the dysfunction that was going on, just a few years ago. So it takes everyone to be on the same page. It takes vision. It takes innovation. It takes experience to be able to flip a baseball stadium the way that Lindsey Nelson needs a flip. And that's what Randy Boyd and Plowman and Danny White intend to do. And so you didn't even have these guys in place when Tennessee had a better team last year. So I don't look at those 3, but this is something that's been neglected by previous administrations that kicked the can down the road. And here we are where you have folks trying to call in to get tickets, and they're not getting in, man. My buddy just sent me a screenshot. User busy. The lines are busy. This is not something that just happened overnight. This is not something that just happened last year. This is a product of neglect over a decade or more. So
Tennessee does not have the baseball facility to support a super regional. It just doesn't. Just doesn't.
Yep.
So hopefully Tennessee will get to the point of where it has an 8,000, 10,000 seat stadium.
But we ain't letting you off the hook, T-Bob.
A-Bear.
Yeah, we ain't letting you off the hook.
In fact, this week you're T-Bob Herbert, as far
like,
as I'm concerned.
He was talking.
Blake, your last name.
He's over there taking up Paul Maneri. Paul Maneri calling Tennessee fans nasty. But what about the nasty stuff you talking about on Twitter yesterday, T-Bob? That was nasty, man. That was nasty. That's you just being nasty, T-Bob. That's disgusting. We gotta get Matt Moscona to
slap him up.
Teach him how not to be nasty.
Slap him around.
Oh man, let's get to the phones.
Got Dave Tona.
Dave Tona, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. A little background noise, but we can hear you.
Sorry, I'm in the convertible. I'm taking my family members out on the boat.
Dave Tona, you can't call on the convertible. Wind in the background.
Well, you can hear me. I just asked you.
Yeah, but it's a little noisy in the background.
Okay, well I'll try to be quick. Just fight through it for a minute, okay?
Gotcha.
I wanted to tell you about. I can't remember what year it was. It was when I was still living in East Tennessee, but we played LSU at home, and then we went on to play them in the SEC championship in Atlanta.
01.
Was that 01? Was that long ago?
Yep, Kelly Washington had 200 plus yards in that game. That's when Nick Saban was there.
So it was a cold day in Neyland, and we stopped at that little liquor store on Alcoa Highway, and we bought a bunch of those little 99-cent bottles, and then we bought some bigger bottles. And the LSU fans were buying them off us. Like a 99-cent bottle we was selling for like $15. And then a bottle of Crown Royal, we drank half of it and sold it for $50. So those people can be knuckleheads. And man, they bring 5,000 people into Neyland Stadium. It seems like they're louder than the 95 other 1,000 people that's there for Tennessee. They're obnoxious fans.
They're Cajun. They're crazy.
Hey, they the same as every other SEC fan base.
Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off.
All right, see you.
What driver did you make mad?
I know.
Cut somebody off, didn't let somebody get over. Come on, Dave Tone. Just because you're driving a convertible doesn't mean that you can't let people get over.
Daytona, man. Never a dull moment. Jennifer Moore says the message on the ticket line that I'm getting is call cannot be completed because the number is busy. Please try again. Wish it would just say, you ain't got a chance, sister. Oh, man. Volleyball says, hypothetical question, Swain. If the games this weekend could be played in Neyland, does it sell out? I say yes. Vol fans have been starving for a winner. Ponder that. Ponder. Let it marinate. Think about it. We'll come back. On the other side, Swain Event.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Attention, everybody. Attention, everybody. Daytona has a convertible. Everybody, breaking news on the ticker, the bottom of the Swain Event show. Daytona has a convertible. He wants everyone to know that. That's why there was noise in the background. He has a convertible, and we don't. He just wanted to let y'all know that. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Well, Swain, what Dave Tona didn't tell you is that it's one of them little Mazda Miata convertibles.
Oh, man. It's convertible. It's convertible.
You know, one of them little go-karts.
Yep. Uh-huh.
What's going on this morning, man? Well, why is everybody online outraged about this baseball ticket situation? Has UT done something to upset everyone?
No.
But I'm sure people blame Danny White.
People are blaming Danny White, even though there's just
What
not
are
a
they
lot of
blaming
tickets
him
to
for?
sell.
Oh, okay.
The calling in to buy tickets, that thing is confusing to me. I would love to get an explanation as to why they wanted people to call in. But
yeah,
when they get done sorting through family members for Tennessee who needs tickets, when they get done sorting through family members for LSU who needs tickets, and then when they go through the season ticket holders, because how small Lindsey Nelson Stadium is, there's not going to be a lot of tickets left over. And it's a super regional, the first one ever at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Ticket prices are going to be through the roof. And this isn't Danny White creating this system so that people in the Tennessee Fund or season ticket holders can outbid everybody else or whatever. I mean, this is how it always works. In every sport, every team, they always go home team, away team, season ticket holders, and then the public gets the rest of the remaining tickets. And unfortunately, at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, there's just not a lot of open seats.
There's levels. There's levels to this. Here's my man Brian Hunsucker on Twitter 30 minutes ago. He tweeted this. Quote, Danny White, take care of Tony V. Do whatever it takes. Pay the man. That's what most of us are saying, right? Tennessee fans are saying, pay the man, pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. Well, he says, well, people, Danny White is doing whatever it takes. Stop complaining that big money got tickets. Big money is going to provide $30 to $35 million for facility upgrades to keep the coach you worship, is what Brian Hunsucker said. It's like it costs money to do the things that you want. Like you want Tony to be paid, take care of. You want him to get whatever he wants to be successful. That means that the people that are putting up the money are going to get first priority. I know one thing. If I'm donating $5 million, $250,000, or $100,000 to help Tony Vitello, I want first dibs on tickets. Simple as that. I can't expect to buy a Tennessee hat at the Vol Shop or Alumni Hall and think I'm gonna get first dibs on tickets. Like it don't work that way. Sadly, it does, especially when you have a stadium that is as small as Lindsey Nelson's. I mean, we just got to keep it real with ourselves here.
Well, I sure hope we don't run old Danny White off, man. I mean, my God, they blame this guy for everything.
I didn't. I'm not on, so I didn't see much. I didn't see a bunch of it. I just saw here or there on the text box, but I haven't seen a bunch of it on Twitter.
I think. Well, I don't know about y'all. I think given our situation and given Danny White's reputation and resume and kind of his stature in the AD community, I think we're pretty blessed to have him.
I think so too.
I don't get the frustration from Danny White. Or for Danny White from Tennessee fans. It makes zero sense to me. It makes zero sense to me because he made two comments about the Tennessee fans being negative.
They are negative. I mean, look, I understand that we have a right because we've dealt with a lot of stuff here, but Vol Twitter is overly negative. They're overboard. They go way overboard.
Yep, and it's all DR Vol and Vol Storm's fault because they are the ringleaders. It's all their fault. And look, Swain and I both have said that Danny probably should not have said that, or he could have worded it better. But he was right. And here's the main thing: it's not worth disliking the guy permanently for. Let him make a bad hire or a bad decision that truly affects winning and losing before you dislike him. I don't get the Danny White frustration at all.
And I don't get
Vol Twitter's like a pack of piranhas, man. I mean, so I agree with you. He probably could have worded it better, but like they said, man, sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, truth hurts, but
getting mad at the season ticket holders is not it either.
Let me ask
Unless
you
it's something
what I called in to ask was I'm hearing that a 12-team college football playoff is getting a lot of momentum.
Let's
a lot
go.
of steam. What do y'all think about that?
I did see some talk about that. I know Pete Thamble had wrote something for Yahoo on that, and I remember a year or two ago and it was shut down, not even thinking about expanding the playoff system. But but here we go, man. I don't know, man. You know, some of me is like, hey, you know, everybody just get better. A part of me is like, well, let's get some more deserving teams in there. You know, if you go undefeated, and you're a good football team, but you just so happen not to play, you know, in the Big Ten or the Pac-12, you can't tell me that Cincinnati wouldn't beat, you know, a lot of teams in the Pac-12 or wouldn't have success, but because they play in the conference that they're in, they don't even get a chance.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the problem for me.
I don't even
let me ask
care if
y'all
they
this.
wouldn't stand a chance. It's just the principle of college football is the only sport in the world that I am aware of that at the beginning of the season, every team doesn't legitimately have a chance to win a national championship. Every other sport its teams can go out and win a championship that year. But college football, there are teams at the beginning of the year, if they go undefeated, they are not going to be given an opportunity to play for a championship, and that should not be the case.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point, Ben. And here's one thing I thought about. Let's say I would rather, in this 12-team scenario, I would rather see Tennessee play in the Sugar Bowl or however they would have it set up, where there's actually something on the line. You know, where there's advancement in the playoff. You know, maybe that you could say, well, that Tennessee team doesn't have a legitimate chance at winning a national title. Okay, but at least there's something that's on the line other than, I mean, the Sugar Bowl's cool, but those bowls that aren't in the playoffs, these BCS bowls, they don't mean as much as they used to back in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. So why not make these really good games with these really good teams, you know, put something on the line, and those teams and those games, those are the ones that would be in that 12-team playoff. I think it would make things more exciting because there would be, you know, a playoff advancement on the line.
Well,
so you're playing for a national title.
They've been doing that with the Rose Bowl as they rotate. I don't know the exact
ones.
I
mean the ones that aren't in the rotation, that 4-team rotation, the ones that are outside of it on the given year.
I think it's the four. There's four of them, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Rose Bowl, and Cotton Bowl. I think those are the four that rotate.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun, man.
Well, I think as college football is changing, it's just smart to get out in front of what's going to happen. If you have just, you know, 4 teams in this playoff, and more athletes are being empowered, they should, and looking out for themselves and being selfish, and you know they should to a certain extent. You're gonna have more folks opt out of these bowl games because they're gonna realize how pointless they are. We see more and more folks opting out. We see it when the first one happened. I remember when Christian McCaffrey was at Stanford. It was the first year. And there was just a few running backs, but we're seeing more and more. If you don't do something to make these athletes decide not to play in bowl games, decide to play in bowl games, then they're not. It's going to have more numbers not playing. So 12-team playoff, got more players and more teams that can't give up on their team, can't stop playing because they're actually competing for a national championship or have a shot. So I think college football needs to get out in front of this thing, and I'm curious to see why there's 12 teams being thought of instead of 8. And we'll talk about that coming up too.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Got an update on tickets at 9:05. Ben?
They're sold out. And they sent the tweet at 9:02, so I wonder how quickly it took them to actually sell out the tickets. So, to me, it's not even something to celebrate like it was last weekend because we knew this weekend was going to sell out. And the reason it's not something to celebrate to me is because there are so many people who desperately wanted to go and see this baseball team. And they didn't even get an opportunity to purchase tickets. I mean, I'm getting DMs left and right. We're getting messages on the text box. We're getting tweets sent at us left and right about people trying and no answer. I mean, they don't even get the opportunity to purchase a ticket, and I feel so bad for those people because it's really unfortunate. It's not Tennessee's fault, as we have been discussing the last several segments, but I still feel bad for the fans that desperately wanted to go, and they're not even choosing not to go. They're not being given an option. They don't even have an option to get tickets. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I look at 102,000 seats in the stadium, and I don't know how many off the top of my head are available in Thompson Bowling Arena, but I know they went through some renovations and made that a whole lot nicer and better in the last decade or so. And I'm with you, man. I just kind of feel bad for the folks that desperately wanted to go, that was jacked out of their mind, emotionally made their minds up to go, and kind of been punched in the gut. But you can go and stand. The standing room tickets will be on sale, 15 minutes before first pitch?
90 minutes.
90 minutes, excuse me.
For $15.
Yeah, 90 minutes before first pitch. So
you can go and stand if you'd like, but I would not recommend showing up 90 minutes before first pitch.
You better show up earlier than that.
Yes, because there will be a line. And I will say, maybe somebody can attest better than I can, but I walked past the standing room only crowd, and for standing room only, it's a good shot at the field. I mean, you can see what's going on. Again, maybe somebody who actually experienced standing this past weekend can call in and attest or disagree with me, but considering that it's standing room only, you can see the field pretty good and what's going on.
Man, I just want the crowd to be electric, man. That's what I want. This baseball team deserves it. This coaching staff deserves it. This program deserves it. So, if the game was in Neyland Stadium, do you think it would sell out? If the game was in Neyland Stadium, do you think it would sell out? Of course, somebody calls, saves Ben. Maddox says, Ben, let me get that media pass. Yeah, man, Ben's going to a wedding. He's going to a wedding. So he's going to miss one game. I don't know if I'm being a bad friend or a good friend here, but I told him he shouldn't go. Sorry, friend that's getting married. I guess I'm the devil on the shoulder on one side of
Yeah, you definitely not made this easy for me because I had no consideration of skipping the wedding until yesterday after the show. You listed about 10 reasons why I should skip the wedding. You've allowed doubt to creep into my mind.
I made some good points though.
You do, but you know how I am, Swain. You know I hate disappointing people, and I'm too nice at times.
I understand.
He's a really good friend. Played baseball with him. Went to high school with him. It's not a wedding that I want to miss, but I also don't want to miss Tennessee Super Regional. I haven't made a decision yet, but
are you in the wedding?
No.
Dave from the 423.
No.
See, I think if you're not in the wedding,
I get that, but for everybody who's had a wedding, even though like you have your supposed best people in your wedding, like there's still some people who you still want to see show up. Like you weren't in my wedding. I still wanted you to be there for my wedding. Kari wasn't in my wedding, but I still wanted Kari to be there.
But if I
there's still people on that, like even though they're not in the wedding, you still want them there.
So I got an example for you. So I invited Jonathan Wade to actually be in the wedding. Jonathan Wade was still in the league. He had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I got married in June. Yeah, I got married in June. Whew. Boy, that could have been bad. I got married in June. So he was still like trying to stay in the league. So he couldn't come. And I understood because that's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Just like covering a baseball program that was in the mud, and now they're in the Super Regional for the first time ever in Lindsey Nelson Stadium history. And you've been like the best guy covering
You're not helping me.
Tennessee. And like this is the prize for all your hard work and all those times going to the stadium when no one was there, and now everyone is counting on you, following your tweets. You're the go-to guy. You're the go-to guy for everything Tennessee baseball now, and you're not gonna be there.
You're not helping at all.
I'm just saying, man. I don't even you, but if I were you, I would go to the baseball game. I would cover it. All right, who's on the phone?
T. Gamble.
T. Gamble, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Good morning, man. Your friends don't hate me.
Hey, have you guys heard anything about any extra bleacher sets being added? I'm just now tuning in, and maybe I missed something this morning. But
No. I know Tony made his comments after the game on Sunday night, but I have not heard any discussions about extra bleachers. And I think that we would have heard something by now.
yeah, I think we're putting a little bit too much stock into LSU personally. We need to treat them like who they are. You know, they barely beat Central Connecticut. We beat them in extra innings, and fortunately, Oregon pitcher balked to put in the winning run for LSU to win the game against Oregon the other night. So these guys are bums. You know, I know they got a couple good, talented players on their team, but you got to think about Blade Tidwell. He's pitching a hell of a lot better than he was, back in March for sure. Will Heflin's kind of proven himself to be a presence. I've only been watching the baseball team maybe for a couple of years now to really know about who they have. But Camden Sewell wasn't really relevant back in March. I don't mean any offense when I say that. I don't remember knowing much about Sean Hunley either. I think we've come a lot further along, since March than a lot of people are giving us respect for. Just my 2 cents, but I think we probably beat LSU in 2 games. We're done Sunday night.
That's definitely a possibility. Now, I will say that I think LSU, that applies to LSU as well. I don't know that they're a good baseball team. They had a good weekend of baseball, but they had somewhat struggled down the stretch and were one and done in the SEC tournament. But like your point about Camden Sewell, they've had some younger players step up and be reliable down the stretch as well. So I do think like LSU is getting a different Tennessee team. Connor Pavoloni, Luke Lipsius, Pete Durkee, those guys weren't swinging the bat against LSU like they are now. Blade Tidwell has turned it up a notch, as you mentioned. They're going to get a different Blade Tidwell. So LSU is going to get a different Tennessee, but also Tennessee's going to get a different LSU as well.
Yeah. Who's the last player to hit a home run off Kevin Cox?
Pete Durkee.
Yes, sir. I just think the bottom of our lineup, they're pretty damn tough. What did we put up 2 against Arkansas in the SEC championship game? That kid keeps throwing upwards of 150-plus pitches on just a couple of days, man. He's gonna wear down. I don't worry about them as much without him. Arkansas is good. Don't get me wrong. The boys can hit. But I like our chances if we can get through the Super Regional and maybe get deep into Omaha. Anyway. Happy Wednesday, boys. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, T. Gamble.
Happy hump day.
He almost got me, man. T. Gamble almost got me.
With what, Blake Tidwell?
No, man. He was talking trash, and I was about to be right there with him. I'm not talking trash. I'm not gonna do it. I'm lead up to you.
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. The 184 pitches in 4 days is ridiculous. Or was it 148? I think it's 148 actually. It's stupid. No college kid, I don't care if he's already had Tommy John, he should not be throwing that many pitches in 4 days. It's ridiculous.
Is that like giving a running back 40 carries in a game?
and doing it week after week after week after week after week after. It's like the Titans giving Derrick Henry 40 carries each and every game, all throughout the regular season, and in the first game of the playoffs. Or it's like now that there's 17 games instead of 16 games, riding him in that 17th game when you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, got some good stuff here in the text box, Ben.
We got Neil Mafia on the phones first.
I got to get the Neil Mafia. Neil Mafia, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Swain, can you hear me?
Man, you sound great, man. I'm pretty sure you're not riding the convertible.
No, I'm calling from my yacht in the Mediterranean. LeBron James and I just walked up from below deck, and out on the forecastle deck, Jennifer Lopez and Gwen Stefani are making out in preparation for Elon Musk to arrive via the helipad with Rihanna.
Rihanna's there. I'm coming.
Oh, man.
It's nice to be rich.
Oh, man.
So, what I wanted to talk about, I played baseball for 10 years, and, you know, sometimes when things get hot, you have, quote unquote, the bandwagon effect, and people jumping on. Ben, I'm sure you remember the Preds run 3 or 4 years ago to the Stanley Cup, and all of a sudden everybody, you know, was a hockey fan and this, that, and the other. But one of the things that I found is it's really not like that, because the amount of knowledge about the game and strategy and, I mean, things that a casual fan just would not know, this fan base is pretty well versed in. It's almost like they were waiting for, you know, for a really good team to come along, something for them to, you know, to just kind of blow up social media about. But I'm not seeing the bandwagon effect at all. And maybe it's just because for Ball Twitter, for all of its faults, God knows there are legions of them, they really do love Tennessee sports, period. No matter what you say bad about them, they are 100% committed to the orange and white. And, you know, you give them something, the tiniest thing, the least little bit of rope to grab onto, and man, they grab it. They grab it hard, and they pull and they clutch and they hold onto it with all their might.
Ouch.
And they filled stadiums before that before were, you know, just maybe 10 people from the Alpha Tau Omega House walked over just because they were having a deal on popcorn that day. And you're a baseball guy, kind of like me, and you've been covering for a while. And I was curious as to, you know, whether or not you agreed with that assessment. I'm going to run and
don't
get
run
up
too
here
fast
and see what you guys think about that. Oh, no. Mariah Carey and Eminem are about to arrive via kayak. So,
kayak in the ocean?
Yes. Well, in the
Or
Mediterranean Sea.
In the sea. Sorry.
In the sea.
Well, thanks for giving us peasants a little bit of your time today.
You're certainly welcome.
Thanks.
Have a good day, guys.
You too.
No, I completely agree with Neil and Mafia. I've said it several times that the state of Tennessee is a hotbed for baseball. Folks in the state of Tennessee love baseball. Folks in the Southeast love baseball. And Tennessee fans are very knowledgeable about the game of baseball because most Tennessee fans live in the Southeast and have some type of connection to baseball. And you see it each and every weekend. When Drew Gilbert steps up to the plate after hitting a grand slam the next day, he gets a standing ovation. When Blake Tidwell throws a really nice outing and he's coming off the mound, somebody else is coming in, he leaves to a standing ovation. That is people understanding what baseball is about when they properly recognize what's going on within the game. You can tell that baseball is there is a history of baseball within Tennessee fans some way, somehow.
Will you let me get to the text box?
Yeah, go for it now.
Or are you going to keep going?
Well, you going to answer Neil Mafia's question? I figured since we had Neil Mafia on and he asked us a question, we would answer his question first.
No, I'll let you answer it.
Instead of, he said both of y'all. He wants both of our assessments.
I'm going to the text box.
Go for it.
The other McKee says, is Ben's friend a Bama fan?
No.
That's point for Ben's friend. Dave from the 423 says, skip the wedding, cover the game, send them a gift and throw some cash in a card. Okay. Tremel says, if you ain't in a wedding, should is what he said. Go Hard's Vol says Ben needs Jesus if he's skipping a super regional for a wedding. QC Rodney says if it was me, I would want you to go to the super regional. The Benz 84 says I didn't go to my nephew's wedding this past Saturday because I had tickets to the game. Ben, you better go to the game and not the wedding, LOL. Tremel says, man, you ain't ish, Swain, but you right. Brandon B says, Swain, we are in June now. LOL, that anniversary coming up soon. You got to get going with the anniversary plans. Well, we technically got married in April the year before and then had the wedding the next year in June. So my anniversary is in April. I've already gotten past that. We good. But the the text box message of the hour comes from Brandon. And this will weigh on Ben's heart really heavy. Because remember, I think it was Charles that called in, correct? Charles called in and shared a very emotional message with us, emotional information with us that his 80-plus-year-old dad could not watch the game over the weekend. And he set his dad up with the Twitter just to be able to follow Ben's tweets during the game. And his dad was appreciative and was very, very pleased and happy that he was able to keep up with the game because of Ben's tweets. Brandon says, what will the 87-year-old guy do without Ben's tweets? That's who you're letting down, Ben.
Well, he doesn't need my tweets this weekend because all the games are on TV.
Yeah, but he got a little taste.
He got a taste of Ben.
He want both. Both of TV and both of your tweets. Dave from the 423 says, it's your time to shine, Ben. You got a perfect reason for Ben. You have to work. I mean, it is work.
It is work. I think Austin Price is busy that night, too, so it's not like Austin Price can fill in for me.
You do got to work. This is what I do. I'll write a letter, sign it Brent Hubbs, that says, if you miss, you're fired. If Ben missed work, he's fired. There you go. I'll forge Brent Hubbs' name on it, his signature. Downtown Vol says, good Lord, just logged on Twitter and folks are in full meltdown over these tickets. I hate how negative folks are. These folks are. Danny White was right about us, damn. Tennessee Tiger says the Tennessee administration is so strained they don't make money off these crazy price tickets online. More bleachers mean more money from them. What are they doing? I want to know, do we really consider putting in more seats? If so, why didn't we? Or are we still going to? Like, these are legitimate questions. I mean, I know they put seats in already, but I know what Tony kind of asked for. Did he ask for something that's not realistic, or did he ask for something that is realistic and maybe logistically you can't do it? I don't know. I want more details on that. Tina R says, I called 200 times, no tickets. Cry face emoji. The cry face emoji is what got me. That's real sad, Tina. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. CC says, with all the success the baseball team is having, how are they doing in recruiting?
Doing well. It's a little harder to follow baseball recruiting than football or basketball, but they're doing well.
Anybody crystal ball to Tennessee baseball?
I'm sure.
Or forecast it. Let me get back to the text box here. Wow, I think I lost my play. Oh, hold on. They're coming in hot. The other McKee says that's reckless giving anyone that many pitches, talking about the cops.
Ole Miss did it too. Doug Nikhazy, their ace, threw over 100 pitches on Friday and then came back on Monday and pitched again. And did not look as good, of course.
Oh, I found my spot here with the text box. Really good advice for you, Ben.
Yeah.
Adam says, as long as Ben's wife is there, he's covered. So send your wife.
She's going to be there.
Yeah. Ben sends his best. That's what she says. Ben had to work. Mark from North says, if Ben not at the game, it could jinx the team, which could cause a loss. Yes, Mark. Ben was blaming me for losses in the past. It's time to blame Ben if we don't get the result that we want. Brandon says, LOL, Ben knows what he needs to do. Kentucky Vol fan says, after 25 years of marriage, I can say I would have missed my own wedding for a super regional. Cashville Vol says, tell them they will just have to have a Facebook Live wedding if they want you to attend. You have better stuff to do, like attend the super regional. Jamel says, the guy played baseball together, didn't y'all? Mm-hmm. Y'all are probably friends because of baseball. I'm sure he understands.
Mm-hmm. There's not a single person on here that says I should go to the wedding.
Nope. Nope. LC Vol says people called hundreds of times, but we are negative for being pissed. Maybe these people calling people negative are bootlickers.
You could be frustrated. It's just the over-the-top frustration of blaming Danny White. I don't know what you want him to do differently. There's not a lot of tickets available to sell because Lindsey Nelson is so small. I just don't know what you want him to do differently.
Yeah, but you know how it is, man. When there's disappointment, someone has to be to blame. You got to blame something.
We'll blame the previous administrations for neglecting baseball for so long.
Yeah. Brandon says, don't jinx us, Ben. Adam says, ask them for a live stream of the wedding. Nelson says Ben's wife could FaceTime him during the ceremony. Ben, someone asked, what team is the groom a fan of?
He doesn't really have a team. He liked Auburn at one point, but then Gus pissed him off, so he quit rooting for Auburn until Gus got fired. And then he likes to pretend that he's an Ole Miss fan because he loves Lane Kiffin. So he doesn't really have a team.
Rodney says, hell no, Ben should not go. I think that's a good chant. I think that would be a good protest. We could protest outside of my house. Hell no, Ben shouldn't go. Hell no, Ben shouldn't go. Hell no, Bill shouldn't go.
Bill?
Ben shouldn't go. I said Ben. Dave from the 423, I'll try to clean this up. But he says maybe if Phil hadn't sat on his bottom and not done a thing, there would be a bit more of a plan. I can't defend. I can't defend Coach on that one. ATL VFL says, is this an open or cash bar?
I don't know.
If it's a cash bar, you definitely need to be here covering the game.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's no alcohol at the wedding.
Boy, you better cover this game. Nope. Your friend gonna hate me, man. It's gonna be a Grissom on Grissom hate because he's a baseball coach at my high school. He's gonna hate me. Tennessee, Grissom got the worst alum ever. It's Jason Swain. Oh, here's one. One person.
No, there's like 3 people now.
One person. Okay.
Just 2 at the very top.
Here you go. Other McKee says, I actually think Ben should go to the wedding. He and his wife probably haven't dressed up and gone anywhere in a year and a half. Let the man have some fun. Will says, go, Ben. You'll make the second game. Okay. All right. I like back and forth. I like some different opinions. Jennifer Moore says, I remember a time at the beginning of last baseball season, when you all talked a little of all baseball, and I messaged to say how cool it was to hear some baseball talk. Now look at us. I love everyone getting nuts and pissed over tickets. It's fun.
We have not talked a lick about football the entire show.
I know, man. I got this text message on the box at like 4:53 this morning, and I meant to bring it up and talk about it, but there's been so many messages about baseball that the message. Oh no, I'm still there. Whew. Bottom of the.
You better
page.
Go ahead and read it before it gets kicked out.
4:37 this morning. What does Josh Heupel bring to our program, and does J.W. Hood 30? This is a message that came in at 4:37 this morning. 4:37 this morning. So it's a 2-part question. The first question. I think Josh Heupel brings a level of credibility. Having played at a program as big as Tennessee when he was a quarterback at Oklahoma, so he gets it. I think it's important when you're a coach, when you're coaching players and you're coaching quarterbacks, and you understand the pressure it is playing a big-time program. You can empathize with them. You can get on their levels. You understand the temptations, the pitfalls, the pressure, the things, the daily activities that you have to do to be able to live up to expectations, because so many people put so many resources and time and energy into the program. So in that case, like Oklahoma is really no different than Tennessee, and Tennessee is no different than Oklahoma as far as the passion from their fan base and the support and the pride. That's one thing. The next thing is look around the country. You're not winning unless you have a good quarterback. You're not winning unless your quarterback is good and developing. And we're seeing other teams make adjustments, and Josh Heupel has a proven track record of doing that. So that's another example of what he's bringing to our program. Another answer of what he's bringing to our program. By the looks of it so far, again, I only met Heupel once. I'm going by what people are saying, but at the same time, we're at the beginning, and it's too early just to say that this is what Heupel's going to be the entire time, or But for right now, man, it seems like Heupel and his players are tight. I saw the photos that Tennessee football put out. It seems like he's a guy that the players are going to play hard for, run through a brick wall for. He's genuine. That's what it seems like. And the only reason why I'm saying right now is not as a indictment on Josh Heupel character, because that may be who he is. I just don't know. We just don't know because he just got here. And we've seen coaches come in a certain type of way and the pressure get to them and they change. The pressure and the power changed him. And so until Josh Heupel proves that it won't change him, then I'm not going to totally dismiss it. I hope it doesn't. I hope he's the same dude, whether he's successful whether he's 0-0 right now or goes on and win a bunch of games. And I hope he's the same. I think it's hard to be the same, because you either get better or you get worse. Even Dabo has changed a little bit, man. He's more spicy, calling people out after he won 2 championships. So, but at the core of putting the player first, promoting a good culture, good atmosphere for your coaches, that's something that shouldn't change, and that's more what I'm talking about. So that's what he brings to the program. But as far as does he have what it takes, I don't know that answer. I don't know the answer. I think if you ask Danny White that, I think he may say something different because he knows him longer. He's worked with him before. But me, I don't know that. Ben, do you want to wait till the side to answer those? To give your opinion?
Absolutely.
We'll do it. Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Hour 3, Swain Event is fueled. It's powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. The other McKee on the text box says, the text box is open that early? Man, it never closes.
24/7, 365.
Yeah, it's always open. Always open, man. Our hot sign is always on.
Chili is always hot.
Always hot. But the text box is always open. It's always open. Vols stuck in the chuck or Vols tucking the Chuck. Can be read either way. Says, Ben, tell that friend you'll be at his next wedding, 100%. Ben, didn't I say that to you?
Yeah.
I said, Ben, man, tell me you'll be there next time. You know, the divorce rate is up anyways in the country. He probably be divorced, whatever. He probably marry a Bammer and realize that.
He's marrying an Auburn grad.
Oh, never mind, man.
She was in the what's it called? She was on the dance team at Auburn. I think it was or Majorette, something like that.
Oh, well, they might be together a long time.
I would be stunned. They're like me and my wife. They've been dating since they were in high school.
Yeah.
They'll be together forever. I'd be stunned if they ever got divorced.
Man, Brandon crazy, man. Brandon is crazy on this text box, y'all. He says Ben should rip the Band-Aid and call his friend on air. We're all here for support. My question to Ben is, how you gonna tell him, man? You gonna send a text? You gonna call him? Let him know that you got to cover the game because Brent Hubbs, threatening you.
Brent Hubbs of all people. No, if I make the decision to not go, I would call him like a man.
You're a man's man, Ben.
I know. More people need to be like me.
I agree.
I'm sure Regulator disagrees, but that's okay. Alan PA too.
You're not getting out of this this question though about Josh Heupel that came in at 437 and now still there. What does Heupel bring to our program, and does he have what it takes to bring Tennessee to where it should be? Is a question from J.W. Hood at 4:37 a.m.
I don't feel as good answering the second question,
No,
just because with Pruitt, I thought Pruitt had the ingredients to get Tennessee back, just because he is a great defensive mind. He recruited well, which that looks interesting now.
No, we can't say he recruited well.
Well, he did, though.
He didn't.
That's what he was known as, a recruiter.
But
Just like Tony Vitello, when he was hired, he was known as a recruiter.
Yeah. If a coach gets fired after going 3-7 and losing to BYU, Georgia State, losing the games that he lost, never beating Alabama, never beating Georgia, never beating Florida, losing Kentucky the way he did, and he gets fired for cause because of recruiting, you can't say he did well in recruiting.
No, I know. I get that. We're being asked about Josh Heupel and if he has the ingredients before we ever see him coach a game. My thought when Jeremy Pruitt was hired before he ever coached a game was that he can recruit, he's going to get good players here, and we thought he was a great defensive mind. I still think Jeremy Pruitt is a great defensive mind. I think he let the big boy pants get the best of him and let it change him. So I thought that those were two key ingredients to Tennessee being able to win. And he was making good staff hires, we thought at the time, especially going into year 2 when he hires Jim Chaney away from Georgia. He brings in T. Martin. It looked like the stars were aligning. You had Derek Ansley coming from the NFL.
He made good on the field coaching hires. He made bad off the field coaching hires. He surrounded himself with people that had no experience doing certain jobs, but his Hoover folks and high school buddies and stuff like that. He put them in administrative roles that they were not prepared.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, the good coaching hires that he did make, he didn't let those coaches coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tracy Rocker is a good defensive line coach. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Rump is a good linebackers coach. Kevin Shearer, a good linebackers coach. And they get to Tennessee, and Rocker looked good, especially that Shai Tuttle, Paul Bain, Kyle Phillips year. So those are some ingredients early on that I thought Pruitt would be at least somewhat successful, and turned out to be false. And that's why I don't like answering the second question, because I see that Josh Heupel is a genuine person. I think he is going to be able to recruit, and not just because he's at a place like Tennessee that recruits itself, but I think he himself could recruit anywhere just because he's a genuine person. recruits really thoroughly enjoy being around Josh Heupel. He's made good coaching hires. His staff as a whole appears to be cohesive and appears to get along and so on and so forth. He absolutely can develop quarterbacks. He's proven that over time. So you look at the fact that I think the culture is going to be good. I think quarterbacks are going to be developed. I think the offense is going to score points. So I think he has the ingredients to get Tennessee back to where it needs to be offensively, but will Tim Banks be able to help get the defense back to where it needs to be? That's the big question that will determine whether or not Josh Heupel is successful here. And I guess there's really no way of knowing this ahead of time, but I don't think that the big boy pants of being Tennessee's head football coach will change Josh Heupel. We'll see. There's no way of knowing.
I think it will.
You think it will, like in a bad way? But like it changed Butch and Pruitt in a bad way.
It changes everybody.
Right, but not to the point to where he's going to get away from. Do you think it'll change him to the point to where it'll get away from him doing what he's done to be successful? There's no way.
No, I'm not saying that, but I mean, I just look at like Heupel's entering the league for the first time, and he's gonna learn some of the greasy tactics that other teams use, and I don't care if you are the best human on earth and you have all these morals and values and belief systems and all that, you're gonna have to compromise those if you're gonna be successful in the SEC. You're gonna have to.
Well, I was more so speaking to the letting his coaches coach and like being genuine. He's truly a genuine person. Does that ever stop?
Yeah.
That's more so what I'm talking about. And there's no way of knowing.
There's no way of knowing, man.
We won't know until we get 2 to 3 years in and he's in the thick of it.
You don't know, man. You don't know.
So that's why I hate answering those questions, because of what Butch and Pruitt have done to us. We all were bought in on Butch at one point. We all were bought in on Pruitt at one point, and it turned out to be false hopes. So I hate answering that question.
Let me zone in on one word of this question, because it's not will he do what it takes to bring Tennessee back? It's does he have what it takes? So the word is does. And you take Josh Heupel out of the equation, just take his name out, and just say, all right, this type of coach is going to be successful at Tennessee. If you had to describe, okay, just no names, just what are the qualities of a coach that is going to that you have to be successful as the football coach of Tennessee, what qualities would you bring up?
The qualities of Tony Vitello. Something similar, at least. You have to be able to recruit, first and foremost. You have to. And again, it's not just simply Tennessee recruiting itself, because a place like Tennessee does recruit itself, but it's somebody who can take what Tennessee sells itself and take it to the next level. I mean, if you want to compete for SEC championships, that's just a must. And then I think we have learned that culture is just so vital. We saw what happened when Butch's culture began to fail miserably. We saw what happened when Pruitt's culture spiraled out of control. So you have to have somebody that can set a good tone and establish a really, really, really good culture. But those are the first two things that come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you on that. I don't disagree with you. I think the Tennessee job is a job where you have to be comfortable marketing your program and talking to the quarterback club and doing interviews on local radio and doing, like, you have to be, you're in the fishbowl. It's the way it's set up. I know Pruitt did not like doing the coaches show. Well, Nick Saban don't have to do it. You ain't Nick Saban. This ain't Alabama. The way that it's set up for you to be paid the amount of money that you are paid, this is part of it. And so you got to embrace it. And if you got to record after a game and you lost, well, you got to record after the game that you lost. It's what you signed up for. It's what the job entails. And you can't be all pissy and mad about it and always complain about it to everybody, because that's not changing anytime soon. Unless you go win some championships and you have the cachet and you have the weight to be able to pull it, but you ain't changing it right now. And so I think from a personality standpoint, a Tony Vitello, a Bruce Pearl, because you better have some energy, man. You got to have some energy to get on the level with these young men. You're gonna have to make yourself vulnerable. You're gonna have to open up. You're gonna get down to these young men's level. I saw that in that picture. Again, a picture can be worth a thousand words, and a picture can sometimes tell a different story than what we see. But in that picture that Tennessee put out, it seemed like that Josh Heupel was on their level. It wasn't, I'm the coach, you the player, you play for me. It's, man, we in this together. And that's what it needs to be. We are in this together. I need you, you need me, we in this together. It's not me just over you cracking a whip and help me get my raise, help me be, it ain't that. And I feel like a lot of college coaches, they look at the players like they're horses to help them advance their career. And so just look at the qualities I think it's going to take. That's kind of my take on it. Anyways, let me get back to baseball.
And I do think that Josh Heupel has those qualities. We'll see if the job changes those qualities, but I do absolutely think that entering the job as of today, he has those qualities.
Yeah. Vauville says being a college coach is more than developing kids as players, especially now more than ever. It's about the college experience as a whole and becoming a better man. Heupel talks about that as much as Saban and Billy Napier do. Plus, with every coach on his staff was asked why they came to Tennessee. The common answer amongst them was a chance to work with Heupel. We finally have the complete package, and listen, we've heard good quotes come from coaches, but I don't want to dismiss what these coaches are saying because it may be genuine. But we've heard all the good things being said. We've heard the marketing pitch, but it seems that way for right now, Vauville.
I do think it's genuine. I truly believe it's genuine. Just talking to recruits and what they have to say about Heupel, and it's not just Josh Heupel. It's all of the coaches. All of them love how genuine the coaching staff is, and that they care about them more as a person than a football player. That they feel like they can talk to these coaches anytime, anywhere about anything, and it's not all about football 24/7. So you hear it from the recruits, you've heard the players say it, you've heard the coaches say it publicly, but they say it behind the scenes as well. It's not a show that they're putting on. They're not trying to say something nice to have it put on Twitter. There was an assistant coach that told me that he told Heupel 4 years ago that he was keeping up with his career, that this assistant was keeping track of what Heupel was doing, and that one day he was going to come work for him and retire with him. So that's being said behind the scenes when a mic's not on in front of them. So it is genuine that these coaches truly, I guess, like Heupel and want to work with him and help get Tennessee back. And they've been well aware of what Josh Heupel has been doing for years now, since he was an offensive coordinator, since he became a head coach at UCF. People recognize Josh Heupel within the coaching industry. You and I have had conversations on air about the perception of Jeremy Pruitt amongst coaching circles, and it wasn't great. I think it's the opposite with Josh Heupel. The word on the street with Heupel is the polar opposite in a good way.
I don't disagree with you.
But
I want to mention we're on the boat, Tennessee River. The waters are calm. The weather is great. We're 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the off season.
New flavor of the month.
Tennessee baseball is taking all the attention away from Tennessee football.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as humans, when everything's going right, it's easy for us to do the right thing and be a certain way. But when you look behind on bills and you're handling the company's money, or you're working for that nonprofit, or you see $100 on the ground that's not yours, or you see someone else's wallet that's not yours, then what do? So how is this staff going to be when we know a rough year is ahead? We know there's going to be some rough moments. We know there's going to be some rocky times.
Mm-hmm.
Will this staff be the same as they are right now? Or are they going to be finger pointing? Are there going to be threats on the headset like we've seen in previous staffs? I've seen Butch Jones threaten to fire a position coach in front of his players. That's not ever good.
No.
We've heard about rumors that Pruitt fired Jim Brumbaugh during the game. And I know he's made many threats to the coaches during the game about firing them during the game. So like when the temperature rises a little bit, can we be the same? And that's the question I don't know the answer to. But I'm raising it because it's a fair, unemotional question based on what we've seen in the past from coaches that have come in and be a certain type of way when they're 0-0 in the offseason, but then we see little changes in them when that pressure hits. Dude, I remember every year playing Florida and playing Alabama, and you can just feel in the air how different Coach Former was. You can feel it. That pressure get to you. So just something to consider. But everything that you said you've heard and witnessed, I have too. Josh Heupel was the first coach, man, that's, my first time meeting him, I'm at practice, like he seeks me out and comes talk to me for 10 minutes. And I'm asking myself, like, hey, man, shouldn't you be with your team right now? You talking to me. And that showed me a lot. So I don't disagree with you. I just wanted to add that in there about, being 0-0. The waters are calm right now.
Mm-hmm.
Waters are calm. Yeah, Brad said the game sold out for the weekend. Yep, it was sold out at 9 o'clock. Maybe even before that. They just put it out at 9 o'clock.
They put it out at 9:02, I imagine.
It sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, I've yet to see a comment about somebody getting through. So I wonder if it was sold out before 8:30.
Tennessee baseball players, look what you did. Look what you did, Tennessee baseball. All that hard work, playing together, playing the game the way it should be played. Playing for each other, giving your all for Tennessee. You've created this, and you should be proud. You should be really proud. Selling out stadiums. Good stuff. Good stuff. Great. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. The Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We hope you have a wonderful day. Same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. Peace and love.
Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com. Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and